Welcome to Cape Breton Movers and Shakers, where we have conversations with people who are doing positive things here in Cape Breton. I'm Richard Lorway, president of goCapeBreton.com. Today I'm talking with Bricin Stryker Lyons, operator of the Highlands Hostel in Cape North Pole, apparently, Cape Breton. How are you doing, Bricin?
Pretty good. Ho, ho, ho.
And how's the snow situation in Cape North today?
Well, it's we got pounded last night, and we're getting snow blowing in today. So, yeah, we've been shoveling.
There you go.
Good thing though. We need it.
Yeah. So how did Highlands Hostel come about? Let's start there.
Oh boy, it's a long story, but we'll cut it as short as we can get it here. So, about 17 years ago, I skateboarded across Canada against breast cancer, promoting 4 other guys that were skating from Halifax to Vancouver against breast cancer awareness and research. So I put on lots of events in the West, and they contacted me to put on a finale for them and help them promote it. And I said, well, I hate cancer. I'm going to push to the East and promote you guys. So along my travels pushing, people kept on, I'm a downhill skateboarder, and people kept telling me, hey, you got to go to the Cabot Trail as I was crossing Canada, go, you like hills, eh? Cabot Trail. And I'm like, Cabot Trail. I'm like, there's nothing like the Rockies. Come on. But after I finished the Push for the Cure out of Newfoundland, I came to Cape Breton and got on a cameo. Well, not a cameo, but I was in the back of the Trailer Park Boys for one of their season 7, episode 1 or 2 or something. And then I headed to Cape Breton Island after that and started pushing towards Smoky Mountain, and then basically got here and I couldn't skate the first hill. And it really, like, at that point of my skating career, just to bow down to any hill was an insult, and it really humbled me. So I took photos, and then, out of the 5 hills that we got, Smoky, Mackenzie, French, Northeast, Northwest, when I first came here, I could only skate like 2.5 of them. So, wow. Or 2 3/4. So, I was like, what is this magical land? What is this? Like, I went swimming in the ocean, and it was 21 degrees water, and it was like I was getting surfing waves smashing on me, and then the beach was world class, like white sandy beaches, and I'm like, and then we're eating lobster, and then I find myself at the Normal Way Inn catching Buddy McMaster playing fiddle at the Normal Way Inn there.
The barn, yeah.
And it's just the whole thing, the people, the music, the culture, and Canada coast to coast. It was a different vibe here on the East. And I remember buying this shirt saying something along the lines of, you're going to leave your heart in Cape Breton or something like that. And you know what, I told the guy in Shetty Camp, I said, I'll be back one day. I said, I'll be back one day. He was giving me rides up and down the hills in the park, and he was blown away that we're skateboarding these hills. And I said, I'll be back one day. And when I come back, I'm going to bring a crew with me. And he says, well, when you come back, I'm going to have a hostel. And I said, fine, right on. Love you. Well, 11 years later, after touring around the world, announcing races, putting on races in St. Lucia and Pender Harbor and all over the place, I decided to come back to the Cabot Trail in my RV. You might have seen it if you drove the Cabot Trail. It's this massive 33-foot RV with tons of stickers, and we sold sponsorships and everything. And so our tour was to get to Cape Breton Island in Newfoundland 11 years later. And I knocked on that guy's door in Shetty Camp, and I said, hey, remember me? And he's like, no way, what? Hey, he took me bear hunting and all kinds of stuff. So it was after 11 years later, coming back, I never told anybody about the hills here. And I was like, this is a magical land. I knew there was something here for me one day. And when I came back, with a crew of 11 from all over the world, China, Sweden, all over America, a bunch of Canadians. When we came back to Cape Breton Island 11 years later, we slept on the beach, we ate the seafood, we swam in the 21-degree water. It felt like we're on holidays. Didn't feel like we're in Canada. We went to Cape Breton Island fiddle party. So I did everything again. And I guess I was driving the bus, and I'm like talking to myself saying, I belong here. Like, this is wow. Where I belong. And so went back to the West, dropped all those guys off, cleaned the RV, did a 7-day Rocky Mountain tour. And on that tour, coming home, it was about 2 a.m. Everyone's sleeping, and the guy in the co-pilot that was keeping me awake driving, I looked over, I said, I think I'm done in the West. And so he's like, you're crazy. What? I went home, dropped those guys off, looked online. First thing I seen was this church. I was like, I type in Cape Breton Island, and boom, this like massive, and the angle that they had it was just like, it was like this beautiful church. And I was like, I looked at the price, and I was like, oh my, I think I can afford this. Like I can, I'm a skateboarder, touring around, and I think I have just enough to maybe get this or go for it. So I looked inside, and as soon as I seen the wood and just like, it was just it's stunning. And I was like, first thing that popped in my mind was hostel. And I was like, I never thought I would ever open up a hostel. I've stayed at lots of hostels, but it was the first thing that popped in my mind. And then I'm like, where is this place? Cape North Pole. Like, this is Santa country.
Smack in the middle. Yeah.
Top of the famous Cabot Trail, in the middle of the national park, we're squeezed in the middle. So I couldn't believe it. So I had to pretty much, we were here in 8 months after that. I just quit everything, left my family. I had to talk to Patricia into like, she'd never even been here. And I'm like, you gotta believe
You'll love it.
Yeah. So that's, long story short. And 8 months later, just, family and friends and all the roots and everything that I've ever had in the West, we just picked up and left. And it was fast. It wasn't just, and it was not planned. It was just, let's go, let's do it. That's it. And here we are. That's our 5th winter.
Wow. So there's lots to do there. You're an all year round hostel, right? There's lots to do there in winter.
Oh, yeah, it's what, until this year, I was like, what's better, summer, fall, winter, spring? And it's got to be the winter. Yeah, we're year round. And we've really seen, even like as soon as we moved here, the first thing that I did was started to market our winters, because there was nobody open, but we got a Nordic center right through the bushes here. Like, our neighbors are North Highlands Nordic, and they're only 10 minutes snowshoe away from us.
Right.
And, I was blown away that there was even Airbnbs shut down. And I was like, wow. Like, and then the Ski Cape Smoky was, they were just kind of creeping along. And I'm like, I can't believe that there's no hostel here. I can't believe that nobody's running open during the winter. What's going on? And the national park, all these trails, like, it just blew my mind. So,
yeah.
I
mean, I lived out West for a while, and I know that, the winter comes early there, but people have adapted to it, and they embrace it. Whereas here on the East Coast, we tend to hunker down a little bit, and try to get through it. But there's a bit of a culture difference. So in a way, you're bringing a fresh perspective. I mean, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's a huge, tons of the Northern Highlands here. Everyone's embracing the winters. They're
good.
They don't like it. They probably wouldn't move. They wouldn't live here.
Right.
Like, there's snowmobiling, Nordic centers since 1987, Smoky. So there's ice. There's like outdoor ice rinks all over the place, and so it is a winter culture here. It's just for tourism, nobody, I don't know. It just
they haven't promoted it really. I think we're getting around to doing that now, much more so.
Oh, amazing. Cape Breton and Ski Cape Smoky. And, I think we had a part of that, for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So when I'm on your site, I see there's things like you have a music jam room and you have open movie nights. It seems to me like you guys never stop. Is that fair?
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I was running tours and events, and I never stopped for 20 years.
Yeah.
So moving, it's been nice, it's been quiet, but we still don't really stop. It's go. It's always trying to live the best we can with what we got and make things fun. Like outdoor movie, it takes a little bit of effort and no wind. and we
Yeah.
got an
Well,
outdoor
there you go. Yeah.
set it up,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just whatever you can't get bored around here. That's for
Yeah.
sure. There's so much to do. You just gotta do it. Yeah.
Right. So you mentioned Patricia. So has she adapted now? She's embraced this
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and the
Yeah. She
kids.
loves it here. She loves it.
Yeah.
We have chickens at our hostel here outside running around, and I always joke about the hot wings or hostel hot wings, but it's not very funny to the kids and to her. But yeah, she's embraced it. The kids love it. We North Highlands Elementary there. Kids going to school and they love it. And the bus stop's just up the street. And we got a nice hospital down the way, and just about 15 minutes away. So that's really nice. We have a gas station here, and we got the Cabot Trail Food Market, Red Store, and we got a couple restaurants. So it's we call it downtown Cape North. It's
Yeah.
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 We're facing it, right? This is our life. This is what we got to create and pass along to others that energy. So
Super. So I watched a documentary which you were involved in. You sent me a link. So am I right that did you sort of help found downhill longboarding as a competitive sport? Were you involved at the beginning of that?
well, in the United States, they invented skateboarding, the
Yeah.
surfers off season. We relit the fire. It pretty much died in California in the late 90s, early 2000s. It kind of died out. And then
Right.
I put on a downhill skateboard race called the Attack of Danger Bay, which is the longest downhill running skateboard race in the world right now. There's no older event for downhill than the one that I put on.
Wow.
And that was, and then we gave out big money, like $10,000 and stuff like that. And every year, 20 years, just big prize money. And then you get the world flying in, and they
Right.
just loved it. And it's not on a challenging hill, but it's a fun hill to race. So yeah, big part of firing up what you see around the world today for our sport. It's blowing up. Like, I got friends that are millionaires now. So
Wow.
yeah, it's
So what
insane.
kind of speeds do people get going on these races?
Well, I mean, depends on the track. We fly to Brazil a couple times for the world record. To Tonia, that was my fastest on there. I think was only 106. There's a road
Kilometers per hour.
Yeah, Colorado. We'd fly there, and I got 119 down Risk Canyon. And that
Wow.
was I was in shorts and a hoodie and an aero helmet. And world record right now, a buddy of mine from England owns it, and it was broke in Quebec. Actually, it's 145 kilometers per hour. So yeah,
Oh my Lord.
we're flying. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you must have to wear like a face shield of some kind to stop your eyes from running.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Full on. Yeah. Aerodynamic helmet or face shield. Yeah. You betcha. And we get leather suits and stuff like that, so you can get built-in pads.
Right.
And yeah, so it's and we got sliding pucks for our hands, so we have 6 points of contact. When we try to stop, we can stop pretty quick. We got our hands, and we got 4 wheels in the ground, so once you slide that sideways, you're good to go. So
Good to go. All right. So you're starting a museum there, are you? A longboarding museum?
Yeah, we're working on, basically it's 20 years of downhill skateboarding in Canada, or over 20 now, and coast to coast. So basically, it's every skateboarder's dream, I guess, to have a church at the top of a hill. So we it's the Church of Skating, the Church of Skateboarding. What are you doing today? On skating. So it's we're basically going to tell the story of downhill skateboarding in Canada, coast to coast. And then legends of downhill worldwide. So, it's a huge job, but I got to take everything out of this mind and this brain and put it all on paper. And I have about 360 riders that I've made folders for.
Right.
And each rider, I got to basically like a hockey card. I got to take their face. I got to find the best photo of them attacking a hill or in their full leathers racing.
Right.
And then take little interviews and bios, and then print off like 360 of these cards, 5x7 or whatever it is, 5x8 or 6x8 cards. So then when you're going through the museum, you'll see these cards of every character, legends or just characters in our community, and they'll be able to see different styles and read certain stories. And once that's up, we have 70 spots where we could take different boards and display different people and showcase different people and different events. It's gonna have it's gonna be wild, really.
Yeah. So you're gonna have a screen so you can play videos of
downhill? Already we have a little screen up there where you can there's some VHSs, some old tapes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's for sure, a great idea. So, and then just all kinds of stuff. Hey, I can write books up here, and it's just insane. Just imagine over 20 years of downhill skateboarding worldwide. So it's gonna protect our history and showcase our history, and we're gonna get kids in here that they're going to read about their fathers and their mothers, and it's gonna be really cool.
Soon you'll be old school.
Yeah, I'm already old school. Yeah. Our next big goal here for the museum, though, is we're paving the road.
Oh,
we're gonna pave. So we're on a hill. So at the top of the hill is Morrison's restaurant, and we have a nice museum up there as well. So you can start from up there, and then you go down the hill, and then we're gonna pave around the church. So you come down the Cabot Trail, and then you dip into us and go around the church, and then down back onto the Cabot Trail, and then maybe end it at the store or the Nordic Center or whatever, the gas station. But it's a big enough hill that we can throw a world-class event. It's not a world-class race course, but it'll be world-class fun. And it will so that's coming. I'm gonna have a big event here, and once I get this race on this coast, we're going to have a race on the Pacific Ocean. We're going to have a race on the Atlantic Ocean, and we're going to have our museum at the top of the famous Cabot Trail with a hostel. So that's
fantastic.
That's the goal.
Yeah. So any idea of the timeline, or?
Well, we want to pave this road by fall.
Oh, okay.
So pavers out there, or anybody that's listening that knows a paving company that's reputable, please contact us, because that's our plan. We're paving this road, and then once we got that, we're bringing the world for an event downtown Cape North, little village street party.
Super. All right.
Yeah.
So last question is kind of a bit of an open-ended one, but if somebody was thinking of starting a tourism business on the Cabot Trail, what should they know?
A tourism business
of some kind. Yes.
Oh, just start any business here on the Cabot Trail. Like we're looking for everybody. Anything, you know how to cut a tree down, or not a tree, that's not the wrong thing. You know how to hammer some nails, plumbing, electrical, any of that. Tourism, oh man, step outside the box, get up here and just it's everything's here. Your dreams are here on the Cabot Trail. You can make your dreams happen here. It's the Northern Highlands. It's nothing like anything in the world. It's nothing like anything in Canada. You could do whatever you want. You just gotta do it and have a vision. If you have that vision, then don't let anything stop you. Just follow that vision, and don't let anything get in the way. Just get her done.
All right.
Yeah.
Right, well, that sounds good. Well, listen, so thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, you betcha. Thank you for reaching out.
Oh no, it's a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah, well, come on up. Come on up sometime.
You know what? I think I will. Now that you know what I look like, because I knew what you look like, but up until now.
Yeah. We just got a nice fiddle given to us from a feller named Rob, his great grandfather's fiddle.
Right.
So we donated that for us. So we have that on the wall, and anyone can play that. And we have, like you said, we have a jam room, a Nintendo station. We have all kinds of instruments to play. So big fires outdoors and indoors, and You betcha. Here, I'll show you guys this real quick.
All right. I assume some potables somewhere about.
Look at that.
Oh, yes. All right. That looks toasty.
Cape, if you're gonna move to Cape Breton Island, you better learn. You have 3 things that I bought. I bought an axe, a chainsaw, and a dartboard. Those were the first 3 things I bought when I moved here. If you're thinking about moving to Cape Breton Island, an axe, a dartboard, and a chainsaw, folks.
All right. All right. Super. Well, I've been speaking with Bricin Stryker Lyons at Highlands Hostel in Cape North, Cape Breton, and we'll see you next time on Cape Breton Movers and Shakers.
Bye, everybody. Donate to your food bank.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye.